My Uber dropped me off at a street that doesn't exist. This story begins with a man named Alex who booked Uber in the dark night. I checked the address twice, watched the route like I always do. So when my Uber stopped in the middle of a foggy street I'd never seen before, I thought it was just a wrong turn, until my phone showed nothing. No roads, no signal, not even a street name. And when the driver looked at me in the mirror, his face went blank, like he didn't recognize me anymore. He whispered, "Get out, now!" Then he sped away, like he was escaping something that was already looking at me. It was supposed to be routine. Late shift, tired legs, same ride home. I opened Uber, typed my address, and double-checked it twice. Everything looked normal. The driver pulled up, I slid into the back seat, and I didn't think twice about it. At first, the city looked familiar. Streetlights, quiet intersections, empty lanes, midnight calm. I remember thinking, good, I'll be home in no time. And then the car made a turn it wasn't supposed to make. I glanced at my phone. The route line bent away from the usual road. Not a small reroute, a hard detour. I leaned forward a little and said, "Hey, are you taking a shortcut?" The driver didn't respond right away. He just stared ahead. Then without emotion, he said, "GPS update." 2 words, flat, cold. And for some reason, my stomach tightened like I'd just heard something dangerous. Off the map. Minutes passed. The buildings got farther apart. The neon signs disappeared. Convenience stores, gas stations, gone. The streets became narrower. Trees leaned closer. Houses sat far back from the road like they were hiding. I checked my phone again, and the map looked wrong. Not noisy wrong, not minor glitch wrong. It was empty, like the app didn't recognize the area at all. Just my little blue dot drifting through a blank gray space. I laughed once, forced and nervous, and said, "I think we're off course. Are you sure this is the right way?" The driver's hands tightened on the wheel. And then he muttered, "This is what the map says." But he didn't look at my screen. He didn't ask me to confirm. He didn't speak again. And that's when I noticed something else. A smell, like burnt plastic or singed hair. It wasn't strong, but it was enough to make my throat feel dry. Fog started to gather, not the normal kind that drifts in patches. This was heavy, like it was thickening on purpose. It curled under the streetlights. It pressed against the windows. And after one sharp turn onto an unmarked lane, the car slowed, then stopped. I looked out. It felt like a cul-de-sac, but the houses didn't look lived in. Windows were boarded, porches sagged, no lights, no cars, no movement. Not even the feeling that someone might be behind a curtain. The driver put the car in park and said quietly, "This is it." I stared at him like he was joking. "This is it? This isn't my address." My phone still showed my destination was miles away. I lifted it, ready to show him, but he turned slightly, and I saw his face clearly for the first time. Expressionless, eyes glazed, like he wasn't fully here. Then he said slowly, like each word mattered, "You need to get out now." I started to argue, and then I saw his eyes in the mirror. Not angry, not threatening, more like afraid. Like something outside the car scared him more than I did. The doors unlocked. I didn't think. I just moved. Seatbelt off, bag in hand, door open. Cold air hit me. Fog touched my skin like wet hands. I stepped out, turned to speak, and the locks clicked. The tires squealed, and the Uber sped away so fast it felt like it had been waiting for that moment. I stood there alone, watching red tail lights dissolve into the fog. The silence after the car left was unreal, like the neighborhood itself muted the world. I looked around, trying to get my bearings, and that's when I saw the street sign. It was rusted, bent, half unreadable, but I could make out the name. I didn't recognize it, and my phone still showed nothing. No signal bars, no loading. Just a blank map and my blue dot stuck in gray. Nothing. I tried calling my roommate. No ring, no error. Like the call disappeared before it even left my phone. I tried another rideshare app. It wouldn't load. I tried a taxi number I remembered. Nothing. It was like I had service, but no connection to reality. I checked my battery. 38%. Enough to last, but not enough to waste. Standing still wasn't helping, so I started walking. My footsteps sounded wrong. Not loud, just too clear. Like the fog carried sound differently. Houses lined the street like old bones, Victorian shapes, peeling paint, overgrown yards, and every driveway was empty. Not one car, not one light, not one sign of life. I passed street signs with names that meant nothing to me. Wisteria Avenue, Old Court Road. Each one looked older than the city I came from. And the longer I walked, the more the street felt like it was stretching, like it should have ended, but it didn't. Like the neighborhood was expanding one block at a time to keep me inside it. I told myself I was tired, that my brain was exaggerating, but the silence here didn't feel natural. No distant traffic, no dogs barking, no wind through trees, just stillness. So complete it felt like the world had stopped moving. After what felt like forever, I saw something ahead under a streetlight, a payphone booth, an actual payphone. I almost laughed because it felt impossible, but relief hit me so hard I walked faster. I squeezed inside the booth. It smelled like metal and old smoke. I lifted the receiver. There was a dial tone. Real. My hands shook as I dug through my pocket for change. I found a couple quarters, somehow. I fed them in and dialed 911. I waited for the operator, but all I heard was dead air. No voice, no static, just nothing. I tried again, still nothing, like the line refused to go through. I slammed the receiver down, frustrated, then tried one more time. This time it rang, once, twice, and then, click. The line went quiet. I said, "Hello? Can anyone hear me?" No response, but something else filled the silence. A faint sound, like breathing, soft, close, patient. Then a tapping sound, like footsteps, like someone walking slowly toward the phone. I froze and whispered, "Hello?" Again. And suddenly, a voice exploded into my ear, low, harsh, not speaking words I could understand. Just a presence pressed against the line like a mouth right on the other side. I flinched so hard I dropped the receiver. It swung and hit the booth wall. My heart felt too big for my chest. I stumbled out of the booth, breathing fast, spinning in circles. The street was empty. Fog everywhere. No person, no car, nothing. I stared at the payphone like it might chase me. And then I heard something that made my blood turn cold. Not from outside, from the dangling receiver. A faint whisper, barely there, like the line was still open. And it sounded like it said my name, slowly, softly, like it was tasting it. I didn't wait to confirm it. I turned and walked fast, almost running away from that booth, and I didn't look back. A few turns later, the houses broke into a small park, a little playground, a swing set, and one swing was moving, back and forth, slowly, gently. There was no wind. The fog didn't even drift, but the swing kept swaying as if an invisible child was sitting there, rocking quietly. I stood still, watching it, trying to force my brain into logic. Maybe someone just left. Maybe it hadn't stopped yet. But the moment I stepped closer, the swing slowed and stopped. Perfectly. Like it had been waiting for me to notice. Then I saw him, a figure near the park path, a man in a gray hoodie walking away. Relief hit me so hard it almost felt like pain. I called out, "Hey, please, I'm lost. Can you help me?" He didn't react, didn't turn, just kept walking. I followed, faster now, calling again, louder, still nothing. The path curved through trees, darker under the branches. I ran to catch up, and for 1 second, he disappeared behind a thicket. Just 1 second. Then I turned the corner and stopped dead. The path ended at a chain-link fence covered in ivy, padlocked shut, no exit, no space to slip through. and no sign of him. He didn't climb it. He didn't jump it. He didn't run past me. He was just gone, like the neighborhood had swallowed him. That's when I heard music, faint at first, thin and old, like a warped record or a music box. It sounded wrong, like it was coming from far away and right next to me at the same time. I followed it out of the trees, along a fence line, until I saw it, a house with a warm flickering light in the window. And something even stranger, a car in the driveway, a real car, normal, like proof that people existed here. Hope rose in my throat. I moved closer, step by step, listening to that slow, old-time melody drifting out into the fog. And then I saw the front door. It was open, just a few inches, like someone had left in a hurry, or like someone wanted me to come inside. I stood on the porch and I stared at that narrow, dark gap. The music kept playing, soft, patient, inviting. And in that moment, I realized something terrifying. In this neighborhood, nothing was random. Not the driver, not the missing streets, not the payphone, not the swing, and definitely not that open door. I reached toward the knob, and the music stopped. Like whatever was inside had noticed I finally arrived. Subscribe right now, because I'm tracking every ghost street in North America, and the one I found yesterday, it might be in your neighborhood. Share this video with anyone who takes Ubers. It could save their life.